Ha ha! What it do, Busters? The bug catcher is here today. Smoking trees, catching butterfrees, baby. Go ahead and subscribe. You know you like coming here. Check the bug catcher out more often. You might as well. Because we're going to have more discussions like this. We're going to try to figure out, right, why people don't like Legend ZA, why they're hating on it. This is buku comments, right, from my last video or two. I respond to like everyone, at least I try to, literally like everyone except that top guy, I guess. But let's just jump right into it, Busters. I'm not about to fuck around. We're going to see. And I think the big problem is like this guy right here. It has PNGs for buildings, right? And I feel like, I might get killed in the comments, right? But I don't even know what that means. You're trying to sell me that the game is bad because it has PNGs for buildings. Well, one, I don't know what that means. Two, I played the game. The buildings look fine. Sure, if he's trying to say the, like the balconies are painted on, sure, they are, right? And and that's what I think a big disconnect is let's just go to Scarlet and Violet real quick. That game sold 27 million copies. How many people you think bought the game and I'm like a hardcore gamer in a way, but I don't care about none of that shit. Like, can you see it? Here's a stack of Xbox 360 games. Let's see, shit. Let's see. Here's the PS2. You know what I'm saying? The PS4, all the shit's on the fucking downloaded. But the point is like, that shit don't matter to me. I know that. That don't matter to me. And I don't, like I said, I don't even know what it means. Is the game fun? And what else you're gonna realize is the vocal crowd is always the minority, right? That's just how it's always gonna be, for whatever reason. Cause there's not that enough people online talking shit about the game for it to sell that good. Does that make sense? Like, if there's a million people who hated Scarlet and Violet, they all posted, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still 26 million people who bought the game and like it. PNGs for buildings. I don't know what that means. $13 million budget, man. That's pennies for a AAA game these days. Pokemon can do better. It feels like unfinished tech demo. It doesn't, though. And like I was saying earlier, the vocal minority is normally the minority, right? And I hope we see some more examples, because when I say people don't, when I say this is, I'm like, bro, so you're hating on it because it looks bad? They're like, no, it's not just about the graphics. Then they go on this soliloquy about the graphics. This is why Game Freak never, because it's slop. See what I'm saying? You're assuming I think it's slop. I don't think it's bad. The story's fire. The gameplay's great. I don't care too much about the graphics. But since you do, why are you mad that we eat it up? I'm glad I clicked this one. Why are you so mad that we like, for the most part, how the games come out? I'll give you Scarlet and Violet, but every other Switch Pokemon game doesn't look bad at all. And they don't. I just don't understand. I don't get it. Most people are going to play this game. Look, all this guy did was call me autistic and I need to talk to a therapist. Like, nothing with real base. Let's see what the next guy says. This guy likes it. And hard as tell myself away from Pokemon. See what I'm saying? Has to find. You cannot understand why this is a bad game. then you need serious help that neither I nor not any comment woo woo. It says so many things wrong with it on so many levels. Graphics are an extremely important part of the game play loop and overall enjoyment immersion of. Okay, hold on. Let's see what this guy has to say. Wow. I mean, look. God needs to come for me soon because of my take on Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this guy. That's a problem with the fans. Y'all are taking it just too far. You see what I'm saying? Look at the trailers for me. And their reason look like that. You haven't played the game. The game don't even look bad. He calls me a girl, hoping to get me out my character. I don't know. They're complaining that it's $70, right? In 1998, WCW and NWO Revenge came out for the Nintendo 64, priced at $69.99. Were people complaining back then? I don't know. I don't understand. Let's see what this guy has to talk about. I've been one of those guys who played Game Boy No Backlight. That was in the 90s. It was 30 years ago. Yeah, look how good the game looks now. Look at the upgrade from then to now. And you mean to tell me you're like just still where you can't even go inside buildings? I can always tell when someone hasn't played the game. There's actually plenty of villains walking to. Whole underground sewage system. Look at this person who really sucks, by the way. And I had some back and forth, but I got better now. Hotel Z, the corporate headquarters, and okay, like all the malls when you walk, like all the like little shopping centers that she claims are just menus, they're in a bigger mall area, just like a real mall would be, right? So that's like 4 or 5 right there. There's like 10 restaurants, not 10, like no, there is like 10 restaurants you to walk into in battle. That's like 15. Hotel Z, the corporate headquarters. That's like 17. The Rust Syndicate office. The museum. Fucking the sewage system. That's 20 off the top of my head. And I could keep going. But they haven't played the game. They're just talking about it. If some of these people would have played the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe fucking we could have a real argument. Starting off strong and making it all about neckbeards who don't like graphics and performance. Then be content with what it is graphically yourself. Exactly. Neckbeards make it all about graphic and performance. If the blades of grass don't flow in the wind at the same exact time as my character does with their hair and cape, I can't immerse myself into the story. Like, shut your bitch ass up. Like, come on. I've got Ghost of Tsushima. You know, it doesn't really matter how good the game looks, even though it helps. It's still fun to play. If the game looked as bad as Z8, it would still be just as fun, right? Dismissive of everything, make any real argument. No, the argument is that it's hardcore, nerdy gamers who care about Pokemon graphically and shit on it graphically and then say everything else is lifeless. I have a video coming out right after this one about how lifeless Pokemon isn't, actually. And how they stay innovating. But people don't, laziness. Bullying people like you, the reason Game Freak are allowed to fester. If your standards begin and end with being able to do the trademark Pokemon battle, I guess your perspective makes sense. You don't even do that in this game. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what he's trying to say. But they innovated the whole battling system. But he's acting like they didn't. He's acting like it's just a true blue Pokemon fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, Busters. I don't know what was going on with the comment section there. But look at this guy here. So, I found another good one. Oh, I'm not gonna respond to him now. That'd be crazy though, right? If I did. Let's look at the 17 replies. Booty wooty woo. Okay, yeah, same here right here. This is where I was at. So did you play Legends ZA? I'm assuming you haven't, which is why you're making the argument you're making. What an interesting questioning. We fucked up. Implication being, if I had bought and played the game, I wouldn't be saying this. Right, because that's literally what I said. Did you play Legends ZA? I'm assuming you haven't. Right, so it took him... He had to reiterate what I said to try to sound smart, but he's a dumbass. Just like a simple neckbeard. He bought a Switch 2 just for Pokemon. This isn't one of them. I'm tired of making an excuse for watching other people make excuses, especially when they're just as bad. What do you lose from people asking Game Freak to do better? Nothing. Okay, let's see what I have to say. So what about a game don't you like? And I started going to spoilers here. It does. New innovation. With death at the end. Like AZ actually dies. This is a good fucking story. It's up there with Scarlet and Violet. It's up there with Black and White, I guess, because Black and White sucks, right? But sure, there's not enough buildings for you to walk in. So I guess you don't... So it's hard for me to sympathize with you. And yeah, I'm assuming that you didn't play the game, and I'm implying that if you did, you would not be saying this. I have nothing to cope with. That's what you're assuming. I literally just beat the game, and they're assuming this because they think I don't like it, and I'm making up for the lack of it graphically. I just don't understand. Look at this guy. Honestly, this is such a classist response. People can't have opinions on a game if they can't fork over $70 or $100. That's a week's groceries for some of us. All right, let's talk about this guy. They can for sure, but most people are talking like they played the game and they have not. So again, they keep saying it's lazy, but the story's great. New battling system. There's interactive cutscenes, bro. There are ways of telling when a game is being lazy without playing it. But why should I tell you what they are? You've already decided you'll never expect anything better, and all you can do is drag down people who wanted more. Because not everything's about you. This is what they want to put out. And if you don't like it, tough shit. People gotta understand that too. I don't want you to tell me what they are, obviously, because if I did, I would ask. But why should I tell you what they are? Like, I want this dude to explain to me his opinion. The story is better than anything in Black and White. But you wouldn't know that because you haven't played the game. But he's going to sit here and talk like he played it. And I know someone's going to say, you're reiterating the same point. I got to. Because you neckbeards keep reiterating the same point. You wouldn't know that because you haven't played the game. Battling system is amazing. Catching Pokemon just fun. Legend Arceus. AZ literally dies in the end. You go to his funeral. No, I'm not saying him dying is revolutionary or anything. But for a game, but for Pokemon, a game for 8-year-olds, you can keep thinking they're lazy if you want. And the game is interactive cutscenes, which I just talked about. But he hasn't played it. Look at this guy. I don't have $70 to spare because I make minimum wage. Of course I'm not going to buy this slop. All right, buddy. You make minimum wage in this day and age, either one, I'm just going to say it, you're in school. And, it's hard to have school wooty-woo. But I do this and work. But anyway, number 2, Google, I'm sure if you're an adult, right? I'm just assuming you're an adult because you got on me about my grammar and stuff like in this comment. And stuff like that, right? But let's just say you're an adult and you make minimum wage. Get your lazy, broke ass up. Call or Google the local staffing agency in your city and get a big boy job, you lazy fuck. I make minimum wage. Well then, that's why he's mad because his broke ass can't afford the game. Like, what the fuck? So, and look, what did he say? I'm not buying this slot. You think ZA's story is better than Black and White? A game that makes you question the very nature of battling with Pokemon and whether it's possible for such different creatures to truly live in harmony. Just because a character dies? No. Look at my response to this. Black and White made his bitch ass question the very nature of battling. It did not have that effect on me. See, that's another problem. Because people start playing with in black and white. They're not the original fan who the original creators of the shit targeted. Right? So since you start playing in black and white, X and Y, you assume that's how Pokemon has always been. Even when you go back, it don't really click in your head. Right? So because black and white has effect on him, he thinks I had the same effect. It had the same effect on me, right? It would also make an 8-year-old question the very nature of battling too. They talk about people trapping Pokemon in Pokeballs. So this game should have had following Pokemon to show how different we are from them. But that wasn't a feature like it was in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like it should have been. From the start of Pokemon, it stated that the Pokemon, for the most part, love battling with their trainer. So when I was reading what Team Plasma was saying, I couldn't help but think, damn, these are the neckbeards of the Pokemon world. Because what are you bitching for? I'm trying to make these boys fight. Look, low tier rage bait. Okay, goodbye. Look. So when you said your opinion about Legend ZA, a game you haven't played, neckbeard mentality. I'm not supposed to take it as rage bait. But when I give you my opinion on Black and White, a game I've played several times, it's rage baiting. And your first comment, I'm realizing you said it's not about the graphics, then bitch about the graphics, lame ass boy. So I don't know what they want. The game's really fun. The stories have always been good in Pokemon if you go for that kind of thing, except Black and White and X and Y. Like, they're just bitching. They don't like how it looks, so they think everyone should have their opinion. And not everyone agrees with a neckbeard. Clearly, not everyone agrees with the neckbeards because Scarlet and Violet, the worst looking Pokemon game on the Switch, probably the worst looking game on the Switch. See, I can admit that. Still sold 27 million copies, which is more than anything any of their Ninja Gaiden 2. I wish I could find that guy's comment. Hold on, Busters. Let's see. I couldn't find it, Busters. Something about someone said this game was trash and there's no innovation in designs. And then talk about they're going to play Ninja Gaiden 4. Like, that lame-ass motherfucker hasn't been the same ninja in all black every Ninja Gaiden. But Pokemon doesn't, whatever. Y'all like and subscribe. I'm the only one keeping it 100 around here. Fuck with your boy if you smell what I'm cooking.